Hello everybody and welcome back to a new video. So today we will be updating the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus to the official Android 10 update, which also includes Samsung's One UI 2.0. Yes, the official update is out. This is not the beta update. This is the official Android 10 upgrade, which also contains One UI 2.0. And right now this update is out only for the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, and that also in limited countries. It's not yet out for the Note 10, so this is the Note 10 Plus. Yes, I am finally using a case. If you want this case, the link is in the video description. So the update is not yet out on the Note 10, but I think it will be out very soon. And Samsung is kind of a little bit early to the party. I think they promised this Android 10 upgrade in January 2020, but it is finally out in December of 2019. So in this video, what I'm gonna do is download and install this upgrade on the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. Then I'm gonna show you some new features. And if you don't have this update right now, what I want you to do is drop down the notification panel, go to settings, scroll all the way down, tap on software update, and then tap download and install. So by doing that, the phone will forcefully check if there is an update available with Samsung servers. And if you don't see this upgrade available, don't worry guys, the update will hit your phone sooner or later. You know what? Let's go ahead and quickly update the phone and we will check out all these features rather than going through this list one by one, because that's boring. And by the way, the size of the update is almost 2 gigabytes. So make sure that you're downloading this on a Wi-Fi network, otherwise it's going to drain all your mobile data. Okay, so the update is now ready to be installed. And by the way, this update should not affect your personal data, but it's always a good idea to take a backup of your data just in case something happens. So I will just tap on install now and keep the phone over here and let the update install. Alright guys, you can see the update is now complete. We are running Android 10 with One UI 2.0 on our Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. Now one thing to note is that when you start your phone up after a major Android update, your phone will get hot and it will be sluggish for the first few minutes. Don't worry about that, it is completely normal. The phone is performing some background tasks. So what I recommend is just plug your phone into the charger and leave it sitting on the table for at least 1 hour until the phone finishes all the background tasks. And after that, for the battery backup to get normal, it will take around 1 to 2 days. So don't worry initially if you get bad battery backup, it's completely normal, it will settle down. And before I show you the new features, let's drop down the notification panel. And one thing I'm seeing here is that the night mode has turned off. Night mode has been replaced by dark mode. So dark mode is in fact night mode. The name is different. So let's go to settings, scroll all the way down, tap on about phone, then tap on software information. Then you can see One UI version 2.0 and Android version 10. This is the official Android 10 update. This is not the beta. And if we repeatedly tap this, you guys can see Android 10. And you can move these around. So that is the Easter egg. Hey guys, Future Charlie here. So I just want to clarify one thing. It's been about 24 hours since I have been using this phone on Android 10 with One UI 2.0, and I must say I am quite pleased. There are absolutely no slowdowns or lags. No matter how many apps you launch, this phone will not break any sweat. So no problems, no lags or slowdowns, because a lot of people are worried that the phone will slow down if you do upgrades. But yeah, so far so good, everything is working fine. Camera works great, same as before. So absolutely no slowdowns or lags, don't worry about it. Now as for battery backup, I don't think I can tell you guys how the battery is like, because I am actually running this phone at 80% brightness and I am actually making a video of this thing, so I cannot really tell you how the battery backup is like. But so far the battery is behaving normally. Initially after the update for about 6 to 7 hours, the battery was draining fairly quickly, but I think it has settled down more or less, and I think in a day or two the battery backup will be back to normal as it was on Android 9. So now let's go back and check out all the new features on Android 10. The first new feature I'm going to show you is in the Contacts application. So open up the app drawer and open up the Contacts application. Now previously on Android 9, if we were to delete some contacts, they would get deleted permanently. But on Android 10 with One UI 2.0, if you delete some contacts, they will be moved to the recycle bin. So if you end up accidentally deleting someone's contact, you can easily go ahead and restore them. So if I delete these 3 contacts, move, they will go to the recycle bin. Tap on these 3 lines and tap on recycle bin, and here you can see the contacts that I have deleted. And contacts in the recycle bin will be permanently deleted after 15 days. And from the recycle bin, you can choose to delete the contacts immediately by emptying it. Otherwise, you can go ahead and restore the contacts that you have deleted. Select the ones that you want to restore. I'm going to restore all 3 and then tap on restore, and the contacts have been restored. And I think this is quite useful in case you end up deleting a contact accidentally. You can easily go ahead and restore that contact. Enjoying the content? Well, make sure to subscribe and do press that bell icon so that you can get notifications to my latest uploads. Let's continue. Another new feature I have noticed in the contacts application is the ability to read QR codes. So you see this little QR code icon, just tap on this and this will open up a QR code reader. Now this makes adding contacts to your Galaxy S10 a lot easier. So for example, if I want to share this contact, I will just tap on the QR code option and point this, and that is it. That's all it takes to add a contacts through a QR code. Now I can tap on save and this contact will be saved on the phone. So a lot of visiting cards these days have a QR code on them. So you can use this QR code reader on your phone to add contacts from another phone, just like I've shown you, or through someone's business card. No, this feature was not available on Android 9. In case you want to add contacts, you will have to open up camera, go to settings, make sure scan QR codes is enabled, then you would point your phone at a QR code and then you will be able to add contacts. So a built-in QR code reader in the contacts is definitely a nice addition. The next new feature is the built-in screen recorder. Yes, Samsung has finally added a built-in screen recorder on the Galaxy S10 Plus. So here's the thing, now I can go ahead and uninstall this DU recorder. Uninstall, don't need that. Now to use the built-in screen recorder, just drop down the notification panel, swipe like this and you should see screen recorder button over here. Now to access the settings of the screen recorder, just long press and you should see this screen. So that is pretty much it, very simple and easy. And just drop down, just tap on this and start recording. And that is pretty much it. Now the screen recording is going on, and if you use any applications, everything will be recorded in a video file. You can also include your own selfie right over there, and you can also write something on the screen. And once you're done, just press the stop button and the recording will be saved in your gallery. So here it is, I can just play the video. So everything is nice and clear. The video quality is actually quite good. So here is a feature that is new to the Galaxy S10. The Note 10 already has this, but it is new on the S10. So when you plug your phone in, the phone will kind of show you the battery status. It will show you the time remaining until it is full, just like it does on the Galaxy Note 10. The thing is, the phone will show you the battery status even when the always on display is turned off. So if I drop down the notification panel, you guys can see always on display is actually turned off, but the phone is still showing us the battery status over here. Now here's the thing, unlike on the Note 10 Plus, you have the option of turning this feature off. So let me just unlock the phone, drop down the notification panel, go to settings and tap on display, and if you scroll all the way down, we have this option, show charging information, show battery level and estimated time until full when the always on display is off or not shown. So if you turn this off, that little battery icon will not appear on the screen. So that feature is actually not there on the Galaxy Note 10 Plus, and this is something that a lot of people have asked me, how do you turn this off? Well, on the Note 10 Plus you cannot turn this off because that option is kind of not available. I kind of like having this show charging information turned on. It kind of gives me an on-screen guide as to how much the battery has been charged without actually turning on the always on display. But it's kind of nice to know Samsung has provided an option to turn this off in case you don't want to see this. Samsung has added some new edge lighting effects with the One UI 2.0 upgrade, so let us go ahead and check them out. So drop down the notification panel, let's go to settings, display, then scroll down to edge screen, then we will go to edge lighting, then lighting style. So this is the default glitter effect that everybody loves, but take a look over here. We have some new effects at the bottom. So this is the hearts effect. Pay attention what happens. You can also change the color. You can make it, let's make it yellow. So you can see those hearts popping out from over there. The next one is fireworks. I kind of like the fireworks option, it looks cool. Then this is the eclipse effect. Nice, this will draw a lot of attention. This is the echo effect. And you see those lines at the edges of the display. Then spotlight. I think one of my new favorites is this fireworks effect. Looks kind of cool. So these are some of the new edge lighting effects. I think I'm going to keep it at fireworks, and I'm going to keep the yellow color because yeah, it's nice and bright. The One UI 2.0 also brings some cosmetic changes to the Samsung Galaxy S10. We have a couple of new animations. First thing I want to do is make sure always on display is turned on. Now I'm going to put the phone to sleep and watch what happens when I wake the phone up. Did you see that clock, how it slides up? And if I put my phone to sleep, it will slide back down. So this is a new animation included with One UI 2.0. And if I do the same on my Galaxy Note 10 Plus, which is still running the older version, so that animation is not there. And also you can see there is this fingerprint scanner icon over here. This was not there before. So this always on display animation kind of makes the phone look a little bit more elegant. So apart from this lock screen animation, we also have some new animations whenever you launch an application. So for example, I will launch the dialer app. So slightly different animation on the One UI 2.0, not terribly different. And also when you go to recents, there's also a new animation. See if I can do this. So you can see that elastic effect kind of bounces around. This one does not. So that's also something that is new on the One UI 2.0. So in the beginning of this video, I told you guys night mode has been replaced by something called dark mode. Now dark mode also performs the exact same function, but it has some new features to it. So let's go to settings, let's go to display, then we have something called dark mode. So this is the dark mode on Android 10 and this is the dark mode on Android 9. So can you guys see we have a new feature called apply to wallpaper. So when you turn on dark mode on Android 10, it kind of also applies to the wallpaper. It's very difficult to see like this, but let me tell you, it does work. The wallpaper does become a little bit dark. I'm not sure how it looks like on the camera because I'm directly looking at the screen of my phone, but yes, the wallpaper on the S10 Plus is a little bit dark even though both of these screens are set to the exact same brightness. So if I drop down the notification panel, you guys can see the brightness is the same. So yes, dark mode does work on the wallpapers on One UI 2.0. Now if I turn this off, you can see the wallpaper does become a little bit bright. So now both of these are at the same brightness. One of the key features of Android 10 is the ability to apply dark mode to third-party apps. So for example, you can actually apply dark mode to Snapchat, but actually this is disabled by default, so we will have to enable it from the developer options. So let me show you how you can enable dark mode for third-party applications. So first off, drop down the notification panel, go to settings, then scroll all the way down, then tap on about phone, then tap on software information, then repeatedly tap on build number until you see a message which says developer mode has been enabled. If you have a pin code unlock, it will ask you for your pin. So then as soon as I tap next, it says developer mode has been enabled. So I will just go back and you will see a new hidden menu which says developer options. So inside developer options, we are looking for an option which says force dark mode. So just scroll down and under hardware accelerated rendering, you should see this option, force dark mode. Now once you turn it on, nothing will happen, but watch what happens when I turn on dark mode. So this is Snapchat without dark mode turned on, and as soon as I turn on dark mode, you guys can see Snapchat also runs with the dark mode turned on. Now dark mode is not officially supported with Snapchat, but with this little tweak on Android 10 with One UI 2.0, you can turn on dark mode even for the apps which are not officially supported. And here is another example. If I open up the Amazon shopping app, you guys can see this is also sort of running with the dark mode turned on. So if I turn off dark mode, it goes back to white. I don't particularly like this white color, it's not easy on the eyes. Dark mode is better. So this is with dark mode turned on. Now dark mode is not officially supported on these apps, so you may see some artifacting, but I think it runs okay. So I'm gonna keep the dark mode option turned on. And also it goes without saying, you must keep developer options turned on. Don't turn the setting off, otherwise you will lose that force dark mode setting. Do you guys know on Android 10 we can now change the shape of the icons? Now this setting is sort of hidden from the user, so count this as a hidden feature. So now let me show you how you can change the shape of the icon. So drop down the notification panel, go to setting, then once again scroll down to the bottom, and again we will need to go into developer options. So first off, make sure that you have developer options enabled. So tap over here, then once again scroll all the way down to the part which says theming. First off, I'm going to show you the icon shape. So first off, I'm going to change it to teardrop, and to change the icons we need to restart the phone. So after rebooting the phone, you guys can see the shape of the icon is a little bit different. So this is the teardrop style of icons. Now it does not change the shape of the Samsung apps. So contacts, clock, all of these are still the same, but third-party applications are a little bit different. So this is the teardrop shape. Now let me change the shape to square. So that's how the icons look when you select the square option. I don't think anyone will select this because these ones don't look nice. So this is how the icons look when you select the rounded rectangle option. So the last icon shape I'm going to show you is this squircle shape. Now squircle is very similar to default, so you might not see a difference. So let's select squircle. Let's go back home. Now to change the icon shape, you don't actually need to restart the phone. I have just found out if you disable night mode and turn it back on, the icon shape will change. So the squircle icon shape is actually very similar to the default icon shape. It's slightly different, but yeah, it's more or less the same. So this is how you can change the shape of the icons. I think I'm gonna keep this at teardrop because I kind of like it. So again, I will toggle the night mode or dark mode on and off, and you guys will see the shape of the icon also changes. Android 10 also comes with better privacy management tools, especially the permissions manager. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So drop down the notification panel, let's go to settings, and if you scroll down here you will see a new option which says privacy. So tap over here and then tap on permission manager. So this will show you which applications have access to your body sensors, calendars, call logs, camera. So if I tap over here, it will show me the applications which can use the phone's camera. So if I tap on Instagram, you can see the camera access is allowed. You can select this to deny. Now the camera will not be accessible to Instagram, but I will keep it on allow. And if I scroll down here, you can see the list of applications which do not have access to the camera. And you can go ahead and disable camera access from over here. Now what I really like about this permissions manager is the ability to control the location access. Now here's the thing, when these applications are not active, they keep on running in the background and they might use the phone's location service. So what you can do is tap over here and select the second option which says allow only while using the app. So now this particular application will not be able to use the phone's location service. It will only use the location service when the app is actively running. So when you're using the app, it will use the location service. Now some of these applications do need to use the location service. For example, this Image Edge mobile that I use to transfer photos from my Sony camera onto the phone. You can do that wirelessly. So this app needs location access. If I deny this, this app will not run. So selecting the second option is a good idea. You don't want Image Edge Mobile to use location service when it is not running. So selecting the second option is a good idea. And this is how you can control the location access to each and every application on your phone. I think this is a fantastic feature. I really like it. Now, majority of the apps on your phone do genuinely need access to the phone's microphone, camera, and location. So just don't go ahead and deny permissions for each and every application. For example, Instagram does need access to the phone's microphone and the camera. You can go ahead and deny the location access to Instagram, but yeah, these apps do need access to the camera. For example, B612 does need access to the camera and the microphone. So yes, do use common sense when you are denying permissions to certain apps. But also than done, I do like where Android is going. I think this permissions manager is a really nice addition to Android 10. So now let us move on to the camera application, because the camera has also seen a slight redesign compared to the old one. So I will do a comparison between the two. So let's fire up the camera over here. Now the first thing you'll notice is that our scene modes are quite limited. So we have live focus video, live focus, photo, video, and then finally we have a more option. So you guys may ask, where did all my camera modes go, especially the Pro mode? Well, they are inside this more tab over here. So all of the camera modes are still available, including Instagram mode, night mode, and the Pro mode. They are just bundled inside this more tab over here, and this makes navigating between the camera modes a lot easier. So previously we used to have all the camera modes laid out at the bottom of the screen over here. So for example, if I was clicking a picture in this food mode, or maybe I'm clicking a picture in night mode, and if I want to switch back to video, this kind of involves multiple steps. So I will have to swipe multiple times to go back to video. Now on this one, because all of the camera modes are bundled inside over here, I can just click a picture in photo mode, then tap on more and go to night mode. So now we are inside night mode. If I want to go back, one tap and it goes back to photo. So see how easy and intuitive it really is. So all of the functionality is there, the UI is slightly different. And if you want, you can customize this. So just press this pencil icon and we can just drag and drop the night mode at the bottom over here. And if you want, you can actually rearrange this, press on save. Now we have night mode over here at the bottom, just like we used to on the older version. And by the way, if you zoom in now, the phone kind of gives you this option 0.5x, 1x, 2x, and 10x or 10 times. So that is also something that is different. Now one thing I really love about this new camera interface is the Pro mode. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So if I tap on more and if I go to Pro mode, let's go to Pro mode over here. Now previously on the older version, if I want to change the camera's aperture and change the shutter speed, I will tap over here. Now the thing with this one is that this menu kind of disappears after about 2 seconds. So tap over here, I want to adjust something, I will do that, and this menu kind of disappears. So that's kind of annoying. But on the newer version, if I tap on this menu, it will stay on the screen until I dismiss it myself. So that's one big advantage over here. I really did not like how it worked on the previous version. So it kind of disappears very quickly after 2 seconds, but on the newer version, it stays on the screen until you actually dismiss that. So that's one big advantage on the newer version. Let's move on to the front camera and see what we get. If I tap on more, you guys can see the front camera still has slow motion, super slow motion, and Instagram mode. So I don't think any of the functionality has been lost. And lastly, if you are wondering where is the motion photo icon, that is the motion photo icon over there. And we still have built-in filters, so nothing has changed, still has the beauty effects. All of the features are still there in the camera. But I do like this new UI. It looks more refined and it's much better than the old one. The alarm clock has also been updated on Android 10, and I have the alarm set to go off at 3 PM, and you guys will be able to see what the difference really is. So we will just wait. Okay, so you guys can see the difference over here. We have a simple snooze button, but we have the ability to so that's a simple snooze button, but we have the ability to add a few more minutes to the snooze button. So now the alarm is snoozed for 40 minutes. I think a lot of you guys know that Android 10 comes with new navigation gestures. So let us go ahead and check out the brand new navigation gestures. So right now I'm using the old navigation gestures, so that is recent, that is home, and that is back. And these are the old navigation gestures. These were also present on the older Android 9. So let me go ahead and show you the new one. So let us drop down the notification panel. We will go to settings, then display, then scroll down here to the part which says navigation bar. So I think many of you guys will not be using the full screen gestures. You might have this set to navigation buttons. So what you want to do is switch over to full screen gestures, then tap on more options, and over here select the second option which says swipe from sides and bottom. Okay, so the way Android 10 navigation gestures work is that if you want to go back, you can swipe in from either side of the screen. So this is back and this is also back. And if you want to go home, so let's go back to the website, and if you want to go home, swipe in from the bottom of the screen and that takes you to your home screen. And if you want to view your recent apps, swipe in from the bottom and hold your finger until you see this little window and then release, and that will show you all your recent applications. So once again, swipe in from the bottom, hold, and that will show you your recent apps. If you want to go back home, swipe in and release quickly, and that will take you to the home screen. Now, if you have multiple apps open, the new navigation gestures also allow you to switch between apps really quickly. So for example, I will close gallery, I will close Instagram. So let's say we have web browser open. I quickly want to go back to WhatsApp, so I will just do this, and that takes me back to the WhatsApp Messenger. Again, if I want to go back, do this, we are back in GSM Arena. Now this feature works great if you have multiple apps open. You can just swipe in from the bottom of the screen and quickly shuffle between your recent apps. So that's how it works. I think these new navigation gestures are awesome. It kind of makes using the phone with one hand a lot easier. You see, I don't have to drag my finger down there in order to go back. I can just swipe like this to go back, and this brings up all my recent app list. So you see how easy it is to navigate around the phone using these new gestures. Now it will take a few minutes for you guys to get used to this, but once you do get used to this new navigation gestures, I don't think you guys will go back to the older version. Now one thing I want to tell you guys is that some applications on your phone have this menu that opens up by swiping from the left side to the right side. Now if you do that when you have these gestures enabled, the phone kind of takes you back rather than opening up this menu. When this new gesture input is enabled, you just swipe at an angle and that opens up the menu. If you swipe like this, it will go back, but if you swipe at an angle like this, that will open up the menu. So complete functionality is there, nothing is lost. It just takes a little bit of time to get used to. But I think once you do get used to these new navigation gestures, you will absolutely love it. So this is the new navigation gestures on Android 10. On Android 10, whenever someone sends you a link over a messaging application or through text messages, the phone will give you an option to open up that link directly from the notification panel. So as you guys can see, I have texted myself 2 links. So this is a YouTube link. The phone is already showing the YouTube app icon over here. On previous version of Android, if someone sends you a link, you will actually have to open up the message and then click on the link. On Android 10, you can just directly click over here and it will take you to the appropriate app and it will open up the link. Kind of saves you additional steps of going inside the app and then clicking the link. The next thing I want to talk about is the device care menu, because on Android 10 with One UI 2.0, Samsung has completely revamped and changed the device care menu. So we still have these 4 options, but they are slightly different on One UI 2.0. So this is how it used to look like before. And now let me show you how it looks like now on Android 10 with One UI 2.0. So we will go to settings, scroll down, and this is the device here. So we still have battery, storage, memory and security, but don't worry guys, all the old functionality has been retained. So if I tap on battery, so it shows the estimated battery backup remaining. So 1 day, 16 hours left. You can see your battery usage from over here. It is slightly different compared to the old one. So this is how the old one used to look like. This is how the new one looks like. And see, so this is the usage for 7th of December. You can check out all the apps that you were using. The blue lines are where I have plugged the phone into the computer. So it was charging. So let's go back. And from here you can set your power mode. Then you have app power management. I'm not going to go into too much details, but you still have the option of putting unused apps to sleep. And you also have sleeping apps option. So that is good. That functionality has not been removed. Then wireless power share option is still there. You can set a battery limit, and then you can also disable fast cable charging and fast wireless charging. So here's the thing, all of these options were there on the previous version of Android. What Samsung has done is that they have taken all the power management options and they have bundled under the battery option inside the device here. So for example, this fast wireless charging was under battery, but you had to go through multiple menus. So you actually had to go to settings and then enable and disable fast cable charging. You don't even have the fast wireless charging option over here. It's buried in some other menu. And let's go back. So this is the storage menu. I'm not going to go into too much details because then this video will be like an hour long. Here we have the memory usage, but you can see right now the phone is using about 3.2 gigabytes of RAM. Then we have the security tab. So all of the functionality is available, and if we tap on these three dots, go to advanced, we have auto optimization, auto restart and optimize setting. So personally, if you would ask me, after looking at all of these settings, I think the newer menu is better. All of these settings are consolidated under one menu, so that is nice. I can turn off fast cable charging or wireless charging quickly from over here, set my wireless power share settings, and so on and so forth. And like I've said before, all of these old features are still available, so it's like an old wine in a new bottle. Next up, Digital Wellbeing also sees a significant design change on Android 10. So actually there's a new feature inside Digital Wellbeing and it's called focus mode. So I will show you Digital Wellbeing. So we'll drop down the notification panel, go to settings, scroll down, and then we have Digital Wellbeing and parental controls. So this is how the new Digital Wellbeing looks like. This is the old one. So significant design change. The functionality is the same, but the design is slightly different. So if I tap over here, it will take me to this screen, and over here I can see how much screen time I have for individual applications, how many times an application has received notifications, and how many times I have unlocked the phone. You can check for different dates. Let's go back, and then if I scroll down, we have app timer if you want to limit an individual app. We also had this feature on the older Digital Wellbeing. The design is slightly different. Now this part is new, the focus mode. So to avoid distractions from your phone and keep your life in focus, you can use the focus mode. So inside focus mode, you can add certain applications that you want to run, and all of the other applications will be disabled. So if I tap on work time, these particular applications will be enabled and all the other applications will be disabled, so to avoid any distractions. So actually you can go ahead and edit these apps. So if I tap on edit, I can add applications which I want to use when work mode is turned on in focus mode. So now I have selected these apps to be available in the work time. Now as soon as I press start, these apps will be available and all the other applications on the phone will get disabled and they will not send you any notifications. So start, let's go back home, and you can see Instagram is disabled because Instagram is blocked during focus mode. And it also says you can use Instagram and receive notifications after focus mode ends. So these disabled applications will not be able to send you any notifications. So obviously while you're at work, you will not watch YouTube and you don't want to shop on AliExpress or Amazon. So this focus mode kind of lets you restrict which apps to use in a particular scenario. So this is the work scenario. Let's end this. Let's go back. And this is me time. Again, you can select some applications that you want to use, but if you don't add any application, I think all of the applications on the phone will be disabled except settings, Play Store, and the phone functionality. So you will have to edit and add your application to the focus mode, and focus mode is also accessible through the drop down notifications menu. So you still have focus mode over here, and you can select which mode to turn on right from the notification panel, so you don't need to go inside over here. So that was focus mode. It kind of lets you restrict certain application on your phone, so to avoid any distractions. But I think you guys should have enough self-control that you should be able to restrict yourself from opening these apps even without turning on focus mode. Then next up we have wind down. This was also available on the older version of Android. Then parental controls is also something that is new, but I will skip over this because you need to set this thing up. The next feature I'm going to show you is called Live Transcribe. Now Live Transcribe is sort of more integrated with Android 10. It was available as a separate download if you are running previous versions of Android. I think most people don't know what Live Transcribe is. So what Live Transcribe does is that it uses the phone's microphone to hear what you're saying, and it will translate that into plain text in real time. So let me show you how you can use Live Transcribe. So drop down the notification panel, we will go to settings. Now the first thing I'm going to do is disable the full screen gesture, because that way I can show you this feature much more easily. So go to navigation bar and we will turn on the navigation buttons. Now we will scroll down and go to accessibility. Then over here we will go to hearing enhancements, then tap on Live Transcribe and turn this feature on and tap on allow. Then got it. So once you have enabled Live Transcribe, you will see this little person icon at the bottom edge of the screen. So just tap that and it will open up Live Transcribe. And now whatever I say, the phone will translate that into plain text. I think this feature is useful if you are hard of hearing. You can easily have this feature turn on and translate whatever the other person is saying into plain text. And it's quite nice, works quite well. So this is Live Transcribe. And this Live Transcribe is always available, so no matter which app you're using, just tap on this button and Live Transcribe application will come up. So these were the 17 major changes that you will notice on Android 10 when you upgrade from Android 9 on a Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. Now there are more changes available, so I will go through a few more changes really quickly. So if you pinch out and if you tap on wallpapers, now you get a live preview of how the lock screen and the home screen looks like. Just tap on this and you can actually go ahead and edit the wallpaper. So that will actually edit the wallpaper on the home screen. So let's go to wallpapers, and the same thing you can do for lock screen. So that's how you can edit the wallpaper. And these are the pre-installed wallpapers. These are the ones that I have downloaded from the Samsung Galaxy store. Let's go back and you can pick one from the gallery by pressing that button. Let's go back, and finally we have wallpaper services. This gives you access to dynamic lock screen. I think you guys already know what dynamic lock screen is. This phone has had dynamic lock screen for a very long time. So wallpaper applied. Let's go back, and now if I put my phone to sleep and wake it up, we have a new wallpaper. Put my phone to sleep and then wake it up again, we have a brand new wallpaper. So this is dynamic lock screen, and you can also swipe from right to left to see new wallpapers. And you still have access to Galaxy Store. So let's go back to wallpapers, and if I click on explore more wallpapers, and this will bring up the Galaxy Store. And from over here you can download more wallpapers, themes, icon packs, and always on displays. Oh, and by the way, I could not find this motion effect thingy, so I think this motion effect has been removed. But if you set a wallpaper on Android 10, set as wallpaper, home screen and lock screen, now this has been replaced by sync my edits. So when you edit a wallpaper on a particular screen, for example this is the lock screen, if I edit this, it will kind of synchronize the wallpaper crop on my home screen. I can turn this feature off, and now I can adjust this individually. If you do know how to enable motion effect on Android 10, please let me know. because I kind of like this motion effect thingy. One-handed mode also sees a slight upgrade on Android 10, so the way you activate it is a little bit different. So let's go to setting, scroll down, let's go to advanced features, then scroll down again and then go to one-handed mode. Now let's turn this thing on. Now you guys can see the gesture to turn on one-handed mode is slightly different compared to the older one. On the older one, you actually have to swipe up from the edge of the screen like this to turn on one-handed mode. Now on this, you just have to swipe down from the middle of the screen like this to turn on one-handed mode. And yes, you can resize according to your needs. And to make your phone go back to normal, just tap over here and it brings back the full screen mode. The button option is disabled because I am using full screen gestures. So I think this is much better and easier. Just swipe down to turn on one-handed mode. So guys, we are almost at the end of this video, and for my final 20th feature, I'm going to show you the difference between these two when you pick a color for a folder. So I have a folder created over here and I have a similar folder created over here on the previous version of Android. Now you see this little dot over here, this lets you pick a color for the folder. So these are the predefined colors, and if I tap on this colorful orb, this will let me select a custom color, so you can pick one from over here. So this is slightly different on the newer version. If I tap over here and tap on that colorful orb, this takes me to this screen. So I think this one is a little bit easier to select which color you want rather than making your own color from over here. So this is also something that is different. Press on done. It also gives me a little preview, which the older one does not. Rest of the functionality is the same. So let's go back. You can add apps by pressing this plus icon, and you can add apps by pressing this button over here at the bottom. And lastly, we also get a new feature called Wi-Fi calling. This was not there before. This is a new addition after the update, but unfortunately this one does not work. I'm guessing Wi-Fi calling is dependent on mobile operator, so my mobile operator might not support this. So yeah, it does not work. I've tried calling it by turning the phone on flight mode and turning on Wi-Fi. So yeah, Wi-Fi calling does not work, and also there are no settings for Wi-Fi calling. Okay, so that pretty much brings us to the end of this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and do subscribe to me on YouTube and follow me on my social media accounts for more content. All the links are down in the video description. And as soon as the update arrives for the Galaxy Note 10 Plus, I will also make a video. So thank you guys for watching. Do stay tuned for more videos like these, and I will see you guys next time.